A Mechon M71. I bet I can use its optical system to align one of the anti-air batteries. Oh, no good. It's broken. The joint section. It's buckled. It's completely useless. Ugh. Huh? An M69! Its armor would be perfect for making a shield. If I can just get it off, I should be able to... Shulk! Ryan! It's not a Mechon. It's just a Crabble. It was using the Mechon armor as a shell.
I'll lure it away and topple it. When it's down, use your arts to finish it off.
Welcome, this is Mr. Bacon Bits, and this is Chapter 1 of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. This is basically reteaching you the basics of combat. As well, if you're wondering about the chapter system I have going, this is taken from the complete guidebook released in Japan, where it divided segments of the story into chapters. Some of the chapters are extremely short, others are extremely long. That's just kind of how things are. And, well, this version of the game even labels them as such, so yeah. As you might see, it's introducing a new kind of art. It's right here. The backslash. This is one of Shulk's signature arts. Just move behind an enemy and use it to deal extra damage. Light heal is another, where it slightly heals whoever you selected.
Alright, I'm feeling it.
Yeah, you cannot use the same art repeatedly. This time, the arts are definitely on a set cooldown. And they are not determined by auto attacks. However, as you might see with the middle art right there, it is a talent art. Each party member has a different talent art and is charged by landing auto attacks. Shulk's talent art right now is Turn Strike, which causes break status. I'll get more into that soon.
Oh, right, you're a lifesaver. Hammer! Almost there! Yeah, wow, down! We win! Let's not lose our heads, though.
And with the enemy down, defeated enemies drop loot in the form of treasure chests. Open them up to see what's inside. You can choose which items to take, or just take all of it. And another enemy here. This time, we will be looking at aggro. Go ahead and start attacking. Whenever a party member has aggro, it means the enemy is currently targeting that person. You can see your aggro by the aggro ring surrounding the character, along with an arrow showing the direction of a monster. With Ryan, this is important as his role is what's called a tank. He's supposed to be beefy with lots of defense and draw aggro so that the rest of the party can survive. And this one is talking about chance arts. A lot of arts have bonus effects depending on your position comparative to the enemy, or even with certain circumstances. And when the chance to get that bonus effect becomes available, they'll be highlighted with an exclamation point. For backslash, the chance is when you're behind an enemy, as I mentioned before. This chance art feature can always be turned off if you don't want to be handheld into which art is best for any situation.
Yeah, I'm turning up the heat. I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it. Yeah, Shulk. Guess now it's right time. We can definitely do this.
Thanks, Ryan. That was a close one.
Man, what were you doing wandering off by yourself? Stay where I can keep an eye on you. It's pretty dangerous outside of the colony. There are all kinds of monsters.
Yeah, but thanks to you, we got its shell. Everyone in the colony is going to be really happy.
I'm more worried about you than the shell. No, whatever. Knowing what you're like, at least you'll make a decent weapon out of it. This scrap driver's excellent.
I just learned by watching Dixon make weapons.
Of course, Dunban's weapon still beats them all.
The Monado. I hope I can figure out the secret of his power one day.
You will, Shulk. Anyway, we better get back to the colony. If I'm late for drills again, old Square Tash is gonna kill me.
Square Tash? Oh, the Defense Force Colonel. He's pretty scary.
Tell me about it.
Sorry, I didn't mean for you to come all the way out here during your break.
Don't worry about it. Let's get back.
Alright, now the game shows you where to go thanks to the arrow pointing exactly to your destination, and even a dotted line showing you the exact path. Again, if you only want the waypoint marker and not the guidance line, you can always toggle that on and off. In case you ever feel like you forgot what to do next, you can also press ZR to bring up the story memo, as a short reminder of what has transpired in the story up to this point. And the camera controls. The right stick does everything. Holding ZL will let you adjust the distance, reset by clicking in the right stick, or use the arrow buttons to shift the camera. Pressing plus will bring up the game's main menu where you can save and load your game, review tutorials, and change settings. The X button will bring up a party menu where you can adjust things such as equipment, view inventory and collectibles, view maps, and a whole slew of other stuff. I'll get more into each of those in a bit. This game also has an autosave feature. It's used in a separate slot from the 3 manual saves, so you won't have to worry about autosave potentially screwing you over. And you can review the tutorials at any time, as I mentioned. And further tutorials are added as you play the game. These tutorials won't always pop up like this, so whenever you get one of those update messages, go ahead and check it out. Finally, a new feature called Event Theater. This basically just lets you replay any cutscenes in the game and even freely change the time of day and weather, except for certain fixed scenarios. That was already quite a bit to explain. Let's head over to Colony 9. Alright, this orb up here is a collectible item. Each one has a random chance of being a specific item out of a Collectopedia list, and collecting these are helpful for some quests as well as filling out said Collectopedia. In fact, let's go look at that right now. It's under Collectibles, Collectopedia, and this is the X button main menu. As you can see, each area of the Bionis has a list of items that you can find, and taking one of your items to fill in a spot can give certain rewards. There's veggies, fruit, flowers, bugs, parts, and strange items. Other areas have other categories that Colony 9 doesn't, like C, and vice versa. Let's go ahead and fill in this spot with the item we just got. Strong Dandelion. And you can also view like achievements and stuff. Alright, we got an achievement for doing that. Achievements give extra experience. We'll just need to keep going. Collect items along the way. The enemies along this path are very docile. They will not attack you as long as you don't. And there's not really any need to attack them, unless you still need to get used to the battle system. Getting closer to the colony, I can see it in the distance. Okay, here we are.
Here we are. I better stop in at HQ. You off to the weapon development lab?
Yeah, when I've sold any parts I can't use.
All right. See you later.
Alright, we are currently by ourselves. You can open the main menu right here in case you need to do some party adjustment. But the game is going to teach you about shops. Here you can buy equipment and sell loot obtained from monsters. You can even sell those collection items that I told you about. And see, the icon shows how expensive the loot is. And for accepting quests, NPCs that have quests have an exclamation mark above their head and also appears on the map. And completing said quests rewards the usual stuff like money and items, but also experience. These are your main source of leveling up, rather than just fighting monsters. You still get experience from them, of course, but quests just work so much better. I'll get more into quest types in a hot minute. You can even trade items with some NPCs if you press Y next to them. This is helpful if you need a specific item that's a bit rare to find from those collection orbs. And yeah.
Cool!
And we just leveled up. Every time a character levels up, they get an affinity coin. Affinity coins are used for skill links, which I'll talk about later. But right now, there's something I want to point out. A couple new features that have been added. One of them being something I desperately hoped they would add. Let's go to tutorials. First, there's casual mode. This lowers the difficulty of battles when turned on, and pops up as an option if you fall in battle too many times. You can also just freely turn it on and off in the system menu here. I'm not personally going to use this, but the other option, however, is expert mode. Now I know what you're thinking, but it's kind of deceptive on what it is based on the name. It doesn't actually increase the difficulty of the game, at least not directly. Instead, it's a way to control character levels. With expert mode turned on, experience gained from sources other than battling, such as exploration, quests, and achievements, will be stored for later use, which you can then use at any point to level up each character individually. You can also freely level down characters and gain back stored experience, up to a point. You can't level them down lower than they first appear in your party, though. This was a great feature in Xenoblade 2, and I'm so glad they implemented it here, especially since this game has a bit of an issue with over-leveling if you like to do side content. And the way the game balances level differences means the game gets extremely easy if you're even a few levels above enemies. So, for the sake of this walkthrough, I'm going to turn on this mode. There we go. We will start earning experience, and it'll be put into a bank in here. And as you can see from my own little pop-up on the side, this pop-up shows when new quests are available from the current point in the story. At the moment, tons of quests have opened up, but I kinda advise waiting until you get Rhine back, which isn't too long. Let me bring up the map actually, which, by the way, you can instantly bring up a map of the current area with the Y button. Here's how far we went from the start, and the flag is our destination. Not too far from here. You'll notice the map only uncovers as you explore it. Now, don't worry about having to explore every inch of the map just to have the full thing visible. The area's map autofills completely if you discover all the landmarks and locations. These are locations, these names right here, and these icons are landmarks, which you can quick travel to. Anyway, let's talk to Dorothy right here.
Oh, hi.
Nothing to report. How did I sound? Like I was being alert and cool at the same time? I'm not just standing here to look pretty, you know. I'm helping out. Not like my brother. He never does anything worthwhile. Talking to named NPCs will add them to the Affinity Chart, which shows the relationships between party members and town residents. This can show various bits of info of each NPC, such as their physical appearance, usual spot, and the list of items they can trade. Example right here. She can trade Regnus gear and small shell. Info about these NPCs updates as side quests are completed and affinity grows higher for the area, as you can see with the stars here. Right there. You can also check affinity between party members. These give general info for each party member, and you can also have party members gift each other items to boost their affinity. Just choose who will give a present and who they will give a present to. I will do this again later on when we have Rhine back, just so that I can show it fully. But yeah, this is immediately a better gift-giving system than the original game, because it was kinda hidden in the inventory menu, which you don't visit that often. At least for me. Looking through the market, you'll see various quest givers. As you can see with the exclamation point markers there. There are, in actuality, hundreds of side quests in this game. I'm not even kidding. To differentiate them, there's a bunch of generic quests for each area, and then named quests. The generic quests are just labeled like Monster Quest or Collection Quest and are gotten from unnamed NPCs. See, such as this one. He has a generic quest. I'm not going to accept any right now, though. The generic quests auto-complete once you meet the goals, so that's very helpful. Quests from named NPCs are a bit more involved and have a small storyline connected to them. Some quests have a clock icon on them. In fact, let me see if I can bring up something about the quests. Yeah, here we go. Press A while on the list in the quest log to see the details of a quest. Highlight your preferred... This is a new feature. Highlight your preferred quest and press R to set it as an active quest. Press R again or complete the selected quest to remove its active status. This was a system in Xenoblade 2, much better side quest tracking system, and I'm glad they implemented it here. After setting an active quest, the quest progress will be displayed in the ZR guidance panel. With the story memo displayed, use left and right arrow buttons to toggle between the main story and optional quests. If the quest progress has extra pages, use the left and right buttons to view them and then go back to the story memo. And yeah. Hints quests. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Any quests that you will be unable to complete once the story progresses too far will be accompanied by a stopwatch icon. Try to complete quests with a stopwatch icon as soon as you can. There are also some quests that are mutually exclusive to each other, which means you can only do one or the other. So theoretically you cannot complete every single side quest in a single playthrough. That is, if you care about all that stuff. And, just checking the trading system here. It's simple, really. Choose an item of theirs that you want, and then trade any item that matches or exceeds their item's value. Like, if you want stiff hair, all you need to do is trade anything that is at least 80. If your item greatly exceeds their item's value, like let's do a cool potato. Okay, that wasn't quite it. But if your item greatly exceeds their item's value, they'll give you a bonus item. The bonus item is different with each NPC, just like their list of trades. So let's go ahead and move on. We're approaching the central plaza. We just need to head left for the military district. Right is the commercial district. A little late on the tutorial there. Basically just covered everything I talked about concerning landmarks and locations.
You idiots! What the hell are you playing at?
Uh-oh. The Colonel's gonna explode.
Crashing the mobile artillery into a house. How long have you been in the Force?
Sorry, sir. It's just that we were trying to go as fast as we could, like you ordered. But it's impossible to get back to the military district in only 40 seconds.
I don't want any excuses. Champions don't whine. They win.
Yes, sir.
You're a disgrace to the uniform. Are you forgetting the shame you brought on this force during joint maneuvers with Colony 6? Stick your back into it, maggots! Move it!
Yes, sir.
Get the artillery back to the military district, double time! Then I want 1,000,000 press-ups from both of you, and you better not stop until your biceps explode!
Colonel, we can't move the artillery.
What? You better give a damn good reason why.
Sir, the impact of the crash damaged the ether conduction cable. The ether fuel proceeded to leak out, and now the cylinder is empty.
Well, change the cylinder then! Can't you even do something as simple as that?
The auxiliary cylinders have all been used up. It'll be 3 days until more come in, sir.
I told you to keep a stock of fuel in reserve!
Sorry, sir.
You're nothing but slackers!
Same old Colonel. At this rate, the men will all be dead before they see any action.
Oh, this game has some humor, alright. Let's head to the lab. There's also a few more quests over here in case you want to pick up some more.
All right, Shulk. How are you?
Dixon! When did you get back to Colony 9?
Just now. I see you've been busy. Looks like your Monado research has been going well. I made the right choice leaving you in charge.
Your research notes really helped.
So, you can activate it now then.
Well, anyone can activate it. The problem is controlling it.
Yeah, for everyone except him.
Yes. If anyone other than Dunban were able to control the Monado, we could surpass any military force in the world.
You think so? What are these hidden functions you mention?
It's still only conjecture, but it's starting to look like the Monado might be something far more significant than just a weapon for defeating Mechon.
I see. And the evidence to support your theory?
It's the symbol that appears in the center when it's activated. What I know is, the central piece is made from multi-layered glass. The symbol appears on the top layer, and each layer is constructed differently.
So it's possible that other symbols could appear on different layers.
Which means...
the Monado might conceal even more power. Am I right?
if we could just unlock the Monado's power.
Dunban! Dunban!
Prioritize the most severely injured! Come on, get a move on!
Dunban!
Don't look like that. I haven't come yet.
It was the Monado. It was controlling me. Even so, it saved us. Saved our future. Next, it will be up to you.
Dunban.
Well, I better get the supplies delivered to the Defense Force. I'll drop round the HQ and see how they're getting on.
Okay then. I'll see you later.
Shulk, you're spending too much time in the lab. Either that or rummaging for junk in the scrapyard. It ain't healthy for a kid your age. That's why you're always looking so pasty. You should get out, get some fresh air once in a while. All right, I'm off.